guys, welcome back to my channel. If you're new here, hey, what's up? Thank you for joining. So today's video is going to be a story time. This is my first story time. I've never done a story time. I don't really know how to do a story time. I don't know if it's gonna be a good story time, but I'm gonna just try it. So this is gonna be about the time that me and my friend went to Florida. This is my first time going on a trip like with no parents, you know, just like me and my friend, just like woo, we're like, this is fun. Yeah, so it was a crazy one. So this story takes place when I was 19 or 20, and it was the first time I'd ever like gone on a trip without like any adults or like family or anything like that. It was just me and my friend. The plan was to go to Florida for a few days, and on one of the days we were going to go to Miami. We had to take a bus. We had to go to the bus station and take a bus to Miami, to the hotel that we had booked in Miami. We were going there for New Year's Eve. Keep that in mind. That's a crucial part of this story, that it was New Year's Eve this time in Miami. So just picture like it's so freaking busy and there's so many people in Miami right now. They have that whole thing that they put on TV where they like the performances, like Pitbull was there. It was bada bing, bada boom, Mr. Worldwide. Every year Pitbull, I don't know if he's there every year, but Pitbull was there. First things first. So we go on. No, we're on the plane. So our plane had a stop in like New York or something, like New York, New Jersey, that area. So, and we're in Detroit. So we go from Detroit to this like New York, New Jersey place, and our next flight was super quick after this one. Like we had to run. So we are running like we are running a marathon through this airport. We had to take a train. We had to go up and down and up and down and take a train, and you know how airports are. Anyway, we're running, and that was the first thing that happened. I'm with my friend Susie, and we're running through the airport. We get to our flight, we're fine, we're good, we're on there, good, okay, we get to Florida. Mind you, my friend on the plane, she's telling me, my friend, she travels a lot. Susie travels a lot by herself, like with her boyfriend. They travel like the whole world. And she's telling me like, you know, like, when you go on trips, like there's gonna be a lot of stuff that's gonna like go wrong. Like so much stuff's gonna go wrong, like blah blah blah. I'm just already like, I already know, like I'm just already expecting it. And I am Miss Optimism over here, and I'm like no it's not. Like it's not. Like
nothing's gonna go wrong. Nothing ever goes wrong when I go on trips, and it's not gonna happen. Like if you think positive, you bring positive things to you, and everything's gonna go great.
Okay, so I told her this, and she's just like, okay, like, all right. It's time, the day comes where we are supposed to go to Miami. You know, we get our Uber, we go over to the bus station, and we start on our way. So this bus ride was a really long, I don't know, I feel like it was like 7 hours or 6 hours. I feel like it was like a 7-hour ride or something, maybe 6. So yeah, I'm just like, all right, it's gonna be a long ride, whatever. All of a sudden, the bus just pulls over onto the side of the freeway. In the middle of the freeway, just pulls on over to the shoulder, and we're just like what's going on? Like, what's happening? And the tire on the bus popped. So they had no spare, they had no way to change the tire. So we are like, okay, so we're stuck, and we still had like, I don't know, half of the way to go. Like we had only gone halfway. So we're halfway to Miami on the side of the freeway, and we're just sitting. So the bus driver comes back and she tells everybody the tire's popped. I have to wait until I don't know, whoever she works with or whatever to come and fix it. And we're just like, everyone on the bus is like, are you serious? Like, oh my gosh, like how long is this gonna take? And the lady says it's gonna take an hour or two. She said that it's gonna take an hour or two for the guy to come and fix the tire so that we can finish our like rest of the 3-hour drive that we have to get there. And I'm like, So we're supposed to sit on this bus for an extra 2 hours. We're not gonna be there until nighttime. And also, okay, so this was New Year's Eve. This was New Year's Eve, so we were gonna, you know, get dressed up and go out in Miami because it's New Year's Eve, you know? But we, at this point, we weren't gonna be there until, like, late, like, until it was, like, dark. So I'm like, okay. So then, some people on the bus are like, okay, well, you know, I'm gonna go get my stuff then, and we're gonna Uber, like, whatever, we're gonna go Uber, because all our luggage is on the bottom of the bus. So this guy goes up to the bus driver and he's like, hey, like, can I go get my stuff so I can just get an Uber and, you know, go? And the bus driver is like, no. She's like, no, you can't get your stuff, like, you can't take your stuff. And then the whole bus is like, no, like, I'm gonna get, like, why can't I get my stuff? Like, I want to go, I don't want to sit. So these guys just go down there and open it and they just take their stuff. They, like, take out everybody's luggage and then they're just handing it out, and the bus driver's like, whatever. And we had already paid for this bus, and, you know, we're on limited money. We are two 19, 20-year-old girls who don't have, like, jobs. Like, I didn't have a job. I think my friend had a job. She did have a job. I didn't have a job. But really our only choice was to get an Uber unless we wanted to, you know, not be ready for New Year's Eve, which is the reason we went there. So we were standing outside in, like, I don't know, 90 degrees. I have a picture, I'll put it here. And we're standing on the side of the freeway just waiting for an Uber. And the Uber took a little bit to get there. There was traffic and she couldn't find us. She didn't know where we were. We're just trying to be like, we're in between this sign on the freeway and that sign on the freeway. We're just on the side of the freeway. Like, it was so weird. Like, I feel like you don't normally just see people standing on the shoulder of a freeway trying to catch rides, like, unless you're hitchhiking. We get to our hotel. Let me tell you, honey, let me tell you, I had never, first of all, I've never been to Miami. I didn't know what to expect. We're driving and I'm like, it goes from like normal like neighborhood area, residential street to like, we cross over this like little like bridge and I just see like mansions and more mansions and beach and water and palm trees, and it was so rich, like so nice. Like, I was in shock. Like, I was like, oh my gosh, this is where we're staying? Because that's where our hotel was. That is where our hotel was, you guys. My mom booked our hotel, so I didn't know where it was. She found it on Groupon. I was like, oh my gosh, Susie, like, do you see this? Like, how is this real? Like, looking at the hotel as we're walking in, and there's like, the walls are like marble, and I'm like, oh my gosh, look at this. Like, I want to get an Instagram picture right here, and oh my gosh, like, I want a picture there. And you know, I was just so excited. I'm like, hi, like, we have reservation for tonight. And he's like, okay, what's the name? And I'm like, Danielle, last name. And he's like a funny dude too. He's like making jokes, you know. And he's like, oh, we don't have that. And I'm like, ah ha ha, like, and then he's like looking at his computer and he's like, no, we don't have that. And I'm like, yes you do. I'm like, and he's like, no, like, I don't have that. Is it under a different name? And I'm like, are you serious? Like, no, like, it's there. And he's like, no, like, it's not there. I don't have any more I don't have any reservation under that name. Like, what do you mean? Like we're in the billionaire center of Miami, like the beach is across the street and I'm gonna take pictures right here in front of the wall. Like, what do you mean? So I call my mom. I'm like, hey mom, so yeah, we're at our hotel and the guy said that we don't have a reservation, so I don't know what to do. She was freaking out. The guy ends up telling us that we had a reservation, but the reservation is for the next year. I was in my head like, all right, positive thoughts, it's okay, like we're gonna find something else, like we're not strangers, like it's okay, like maybe this hotel has a room, we can book one now. He says no. I'm like, all right, it's cool, let's find another one. I'm looking online, my friend's looking online, Susie has her phone out, I have mine out. Call my mom, she's looking on her online. No one can find anything for like less than $1,000 a night. Because it's New Year's Eve. It is New Year's Eve and everybody already has everything booked. We found the very last motel left in the city of Miami for New Year's Eve, and let me tell you, it was still, I don't remember how much it was, but it was still expensive. It wasn't $1,000, but it was almost, I think it was like $700 or something. It was still expensive for one night. So, you know, me and my friend split the cost and whatever, that's what we did. We get another Uber and we are driving out of the millionaire's paradise that I was so excited to be in. The Sex Bad Motel is where we stayed. And it's just the name alone sounds weird, I don't know. I don't like motels because they make me feel like unsafe, just because the fact that the room is like directly like you know, in a hotel there's a hotel and there's a hallway and then there's the rooms, so you're like inside. Well, like motels, the window and the door are right there, like connected to the outside. So whatever, we get in and this is where I make this video. The bus gets a flat tire. We're on the side of the freeway. But through all this work with the bus and now the hotel, nothing went as planned. It's just like really crazy how many things go wrong when you're traveling. So I made that video while I was trying to get ready for New Year's Eve, because we literally got there, got in a hotel and had to get ready. And I didn't feel safe in there, Susie didn't feel safe in there, we didn't feel safe. Just as girls in general, as females, it's one of the worst feelings to feel unsafe and to not feel comfortable like where you are. We get ready and we're like, yay, like New Year's Eve, we're trying to like stunt for like Snapchat and like stunt for the gram, like I'm in Miami, when really we're like not having the best time. But we were starving. Like I was so freaking hungry, like wow, I was so hungry. We leave the hotel room and we're gonna walk to the place that this is at, because the place was literally, not kidding, literally a 5-minute walk. That's it, just 5 minutes. But as we were like starting to walk, we noticed there was like, it was just not safe. Like there was like men, like we would see like men, like they would try and like, you know, talk to us or like say something to us like, hey girl, or you know, catcall us and stuff. So we were like, let's go back in the room and call an Uber. So we're in the Uber and we tell him like, yeah, we were just gonna walk there because it's only 5 minutes, but we just decided to get an Uber. He was like young, he was a young guy, he was like probably like our age, like 20s. And he was like,
do not walk anywhere around here by yourself.
He was like, never, like do not get an Uber everywhere you go. He's like, do not do that, it is not safe. I was kind of shocked because it was only 5 minutes and I didn't think it was that dangerous. So he drops us off, we order our food, we're eating it, and while we're eating it, two guys come up to us that were like, one guy was like over on the curb next to the food place, like doing something, I don't know what. Well, I think he was smoking, but then there was like a bigger guy who was like older, probably like 40, like comes up to us while we're eating, like at our table, interrupts us eating to try and like hit on us and to try and ask us if we want to go smoke, and like he was like really trying to convince us, like he was like not leaving us alone, like come on, like blah blah blah. Like, so that happened while we were eating. So we get Uber, we go back to the hotel. We didn't know what to do because we didn't feel safe and we didn't want to just go out and get all dressed up and cute to go out like outside where all these people are who are gonna try to like hit on us, like, and they're creeps, okay? We don't want to get hit on by creeps. I didn't want to sit in that room either. We end up getting another Uber and we go to Miami. We're in downtown Miami now, right? Where like they have like the, they were having like a, I don't know, like a New Year's thing, like outside. It was kind of like a festival or like a fair kind of type thing, but there was no rides or anything like that. But they had like food stands, and then they had you know, like the stage where like Pitbull,
Bada bing, bada boom, Mr. Worldwide.
everybody was performing, but then they had it blocked off, so like you couldn't actually go in there because you had to get like a ticket. I assume it's very expensive. My friend Susie has a friend who's a foreign exchange student, and he has another foreign exchange student friend who he was going to go on a cruise with. And you know, Miami is like the port where like all the cruise ships go out of. So they were getting on the cruise ship, and this girl didn't have her her passport. So they didn't let her go on there. So the one foreign exchange student left the other girl foreign exchange student by herself in Miami and was just like, well then bye, like we gotta go on the cruise, so see ya, find something to do. So this girl who's a foreign exchange student, not from here, she's from, I don't know, she was Asian, I don't know exactly where she's from, but she's an Asian foreign exchange student, barely speaks English, like she has broken English, and you know, she's young, she's a girl, she's by herself in Miami, so she has to figure out what she's gonna do. She ends up meeting some guy in Miami who decides that he is going to let her stay with him in his apartment in downtown Miami. And Susie's friend, the foreign exchange student guy who is on the cruise now and left the girl, texts Susie and tells Susie like, hey, like, yeah, my friend wasn't able to come on the cruise because she didn't have her passport, so she's in Miami somewhere, like here's her number, like you should, you know, see if you can hang out with her or something so she's not alone. And we end up hanging out with her, and she ends up telling us that the guy who she was staying with was trying to touch her while she was laying down, and I'm like, oh my gosh, like, oh, girl. And so then I'm like, all right, girl, like you need to stay with us because one, that's not okay, and I don't want you staying there because no, and two, I would feel more comfortable if we had a third person in our room, just because, you know, like it's just better. 3 is better than 2 when you don't feel safe, you know? The girl can't get her luggage, okay? The guy who let her stay there won't let her get her stuff. He's arguing with her, he's ignoring her like text messages, he's saying like, oh, I'm out, blah blah blah, like sorry. We're trying to leave, you know, we're trying to get out of Miami. Trying to get an Uber. Uber is not working. It's not working because there's like a billion people in Miami right now. Then my phone dies, Susie's phone dies. The only phone we have left is the exchange student. Then we see there's a train. There's a whole train station, right? I have never seen that many people gathered in one space like in my life. Like besides Disney World, one time when I went to Disney World and the wait was like hours long to get on the tram to leave, like this train was insane. And it's raining. It starts raining, you guys. It's raining and it's like 1 a.m. and we're just like, I don't know what to do. Like our phones are dead and there's this train. It didn't go to where we needed to be, but it went someplace else outside of Miami. So my idea was, let's take the train and then call an Uber so that we can, or not outside of Miami, but outside of the downtown area, so then we can get an Uber because there won't be all these people, and you know what I mean. Anyway, we don't do the train, so then we were like, all right, well, we just have to start walking somewhere. We have to get out of all of this because they weren't even letting the cars through. And so we walk and walk. We don't know where we're going. No idea. We're just walking at night in the dark. Like, and this is not like, it's not like the area of Miami where there's a bunch of stuff going on. It's literally like a residential, like there's high-rise apartments everywhere and like hotels. Like that's literally all I could see. Nothing was like open, like and going on. Like it was just people and buildings. So we're just walking and walking and walking, and then this guy comes up to us and he's trying to talk to us and he's trying to get with my friend Susie, and Susie speaks Spanish, so then he starts trying to speak Spanish to her. Well, then Susie pretends that she doesn't understand anything he's saying, and she pretends she's completely foreign and doesn't know anything, so she's like, she's just like looking at me like, what? Like, what? And because she's trying trying to get away from him because he was creepy. Like, all these people that were coming up to us were creeps, okay? So that happened a few times while we were walking. And we finally get to, like, I don't know, we finally got someplace on the corner of some street that was dark. And we finally used the foreign exchange student's phone to get to our hotel. We all sleep in the same bed. The bed was really big, so we could fit 3 of us just fine. And she left in the morning super early. I don't really know. She just left, and I woke up and she was gone. That's my story about my disaster vacation. I hope you guys enjoyed. It was my first story time, and I don't know like if it was interesting at all or if I just sounded stupid and paranoid, because I probably was stupid and paranoid because I was like 19. I post videos every Monday and Thursday, so if you want to see what I post next, just go ahead and hit the subscribe button. Thank you guys so much for watching, and I'll see you guys in my next video.